Money on your mind. So what I mean by money on your mind is this, is your underlying kind of physiology, your brain physiology in particular, has an impact on financial decision making. So first let's begin to explore a little bit about the brain, but not a deep dive into what the brain physiology or brain structure, a very high level. So if you note in green here, I have what's called the rational center, and that's called the cortex. So you may also think about cortical as well, or the cortex. So that's the rational center of your brain. So what about the red? The red is the emotional center of your brain. It's also called the limbic system, or the limbic center. So that's the emotional center. If you think about the fight or flight response, then the limbic center is triggered. Now what about the yellow? So the yellow is the habit center. Think entrenched behaviors. And that is represented structurally within the brain with the basal ganglia. So if we take all three, so at the core our habits are really driven, if you will, by the basal ganglia, which is a structure in the brain. Our emotions are really driven by the limbic center or limbic system within the brain, and the cortex is involved in terms of rationality or making sense. So let's imagine that the stock drops. So you're going to have an emotional reaction first, then you may have a rational decision which may drive behavior. So it's very important to think about what's the relationship between the structure of the brain, the physiology of the brain, and the way that we make money decisions.